And I'm back. It's a bit weird, seeing as how there was such a big gap before and now a short gap there, so it's like big gap, short gap. But before I get into anything, for the purposes of the video, I'm Toy Scourge, and I'm going to try something new today. Getting more into Marvel Legends collecting now, as well as my usual Transformers, and just looking at anything weird, unusual, crazy, pointless. The figures themselves are really great, and there's been so many waves and something like over 400 figures made since its inception. Not including Toy Biz era, I'm not sure. Again, new to this, so it might be over 400, well over 400. But Hasbro took charge of the series from Toy Biz and have made leaps and bounds since then. I remember getting the old Daredevil in wave 1 or 2 back when I was a teenager and not liking it at all. It was floppy, it was disgusting, it was thin, it was not good, basically. It was not very good. No. So I went out on payday, and this is going to be a bi-monthly video I hope to get out of just what I find on clearance. Toy-wise, doesn't have to be Marvel Legends or Transformers, it can be whatever. Just hints, tips, info, anything else that I say. I hope that I cut off the excess and all you see is figure and hand in the shot, so if there's any roughness, apologies. We start off with the figure Marvel Strong Guy Wave X-Force Warpath, and this guy just screams 90s. He's got the tassels, the very streamlined red and blue suit, wristbands. He's got those tassels on the legs as well, and it's, as far as you can tell, a normal Marvel Legends pack. You've got the X on the logo, you've got Warpath, really good. I don't know what artist that is, but it's a really good like smash of Warpath there. Product shot on the back as usual, bio in multiple languages, build a figure and which piece comes with each figure. I guess it was quite heavy. It was quite a heavy Deadpool wave because there's kind of a couple of characters here and there which are Deadpool-esque related, plus his connection with X-Force. So it's a kind of mishmash of Deadpool and X-Man related things, which I think is a good wave overall. But Strong Guy, X Factor, I don't get the connection. I mean, apart from being part of the X family. So there's this guy. Next up is the Marvel's Tri-Sentinel Wave X-Men Cyclops. Again, same kind of packaging, big window. You've got the Cyclops in, I keep on wanting to say Cybertronian, but it's not Cybertronian. It's, let's say, mutant. But they've done a good job of the calligraphy and making it look different. So you've got the spare head, you've got the Tri-Sentinel piece. Good sculpt from what you can see on the packaging with the big X behind. Again, X on front, but it's just more of a more modern version. Good artwork on the side, which is, yes, the same. Again, same artwork on the back for the promotional shot with the usual gubbins. And again, usual Build-A-Figure and which piece comes with which character. This wave is already going on clearance at your local Walmarts. Some, depending on which Walmart, got too many of this wave. So there are some which will be peg warmers, which are, I believe, Omega Sentinel, Xavier, and Moira McTaggart. The 3 or 4 that are really hard to find is obviously Wolverine, no Build-A-Figure piece, Marvel Girl, Magneto, and Cyclops. I found this guy at Walmart for $14, and I could not believe my luck. It's a case of check your stores, check the website. If you have a barcode, use the barcode for the app, and then you can change which police siren. That kind of lets you know what kind of area I live in. if you can use the barcode on the app, and it will let you know of availability in your local area, and obviously if it's on clearance or not. So that's Cyclops. The third figure I found was an absolute bargain. $6.99 on final clearance from Tuesday morning. It's the Kree Sentry Build-A-Figure Wave Grey Gargoyle from Captain Marvel series. This one people tend to judge and turn their nose up at, but again, if you grew up with the cartoon in the 90s, this is a must for your collection for like the Masters of Evil or whatever the Mandarin called his group. Plus the Kree Sentry Build-A-Figure looks really awesome, and I do not care in the slightest about a lot of these figures in this wave because it's all movie related, but this guy I had to get. Whoa. Same old artwork on this side. Same old artwork on this side. And same old artwork on the back with your bio, your Build-A-Figure, and which pieces come with which character. The only other one that I would even think of getting is this guy. Genius Vale. I always forget his name, but he's the one from the mid to late 90s that had the kind of spacey galaxy look in his actual body, which was really cool, I thought, but very short-lived series, very underrated. You should go find it, go read it after this. So yeah, that's Grey Gargoyle. Now, my other find, the last one I found at Tuesday morning for only $3.99 was Singe Battlemaster from the Siege series. And you've also got your promotional shots there. It's very basic packaging, but I love the Battlemasters and I love the artwork. It's a shame the sticker covers it. I already have a Singe, so I figured this guy would either be a freebie for someone or a repaint. I could do something clever with this, or just be a good army builder if I tend to find more of these. If I do find any more of these in the wild, it would be a great little Build-A-Figure, because who really pays attention to the Battlemasters? But yeah, that was that. And seeing how I've already got him in hand, let's just open this guy up, because why not? Break open packaging, break open stuff. And Toy Scourge, come out of there. As per usual with these, it is a case of snap, click, and then that's on there. The little peg he can also use to hold in holes in the arms, just so he's got kind of like an extra weapon. Oh, click. When he is in robot mode, and he is a good robot mode. I love the silver against the black and like the grayish plastic. The little blue face poking out is, I think it's cute. I think it's adorable. Little light blue pale colors just work well with Transformers figures. So there's Singe. And he does come with the 2 blast effect pieces, which I could take or leave blast effect pieces. It's good for photos, but as part of a permanent collection, I don't use these. I tend to just either throw them away, shock, or just use them on something else, or give them away for free if I happen to sell any of my collection. So it's a nice little thing to put in, and if you are on a website that rates you, it's a good thing to help you get that extra little bit of good rating. Grey Gargoyle's next, I guess. Come out of there. And we'll just look at the Build-A-Figure piece first. Just on camera, he's got that kind of chompy jaw, kind of like the guy from, God, where's the guy from Mortal Kombat called? I forget, but he's got like scythes that come out of his hands, and he just kind of looks like that. So let's get the light to hit that. Good little So Jack Kirby kind of lightness with the light in the eyes and the kind of I hesitate to say Mo from the Three Stooges kind of bowl haircut, but that's what it is. It goes all the way around, and yeah, it's a robot version of Mo. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 that's Power Rangers. But yeah, look at this guy on camera. Especially with a poor quality camera that I'm using. He looks better in hand. Ooh, stiff joints. He looks better in hand than you might expect. Very cheeky, very kind of gangly figure, but he's a good figure. Base body, very simple, but with villains, do you really need anything other than just a simple gimmick? He can turn people to stone. I mean, what more do you want? What could you add to that? Just for fun, why not? Let's say next up, let's do this. Keep on the reverse order and just do Cyclops next. Right out of the packaging, looks good. Loose leg, which I'm not that happy with, but this one seems a bit loose as well. Maybe I can do something to change that. Extra head with the blast effect piece that you can put in. Like so. And yeah, that's a cool look. It's a good accessory. It's very comic booky with the way it shards out. Good lines which are actually molded in. And it just looks like Cyclops about to kick ass and blast. Pew. And the Build-A-Figure tri-sentinel piece with an arm. And it's a good gangly arm. It's just got all the usual rotation, but it's just an arm, so it just kind of feels hollow. But this pin is really, that's really stiff. That will really hold a pose once it goes in, but probably just a case of loosening the joint up. But yeah, it's a strange gangly arm. I suppose you could use it for a kind of pull an arm off a figure and it's a cyborg, it's a sentinel taking it over. Oh my god. So back to Cyclops. He cuts a good pose. It's a good silhouette. Oh, clickety click. No extra hands to speak of because of the extra head, I guess. If you get extra head, you don't get extra hands. The joints are really stiff, which is kind of good, but you've got his kind of tappy hand that he uses. Doesn't bend the way you want it to, so he can activate his concuss blast or laser blast or whatever you want to call it. Belt, I think, yep, separate piece. So that will float, as they say. It all floats. But you just want to, I'm just going to keep it where it is because it doesn't really, I don't mind seeing, it's a toy. I don't mind seeing hinges and joints and stuff. He's got his little gauntlet things. Cyclops has had some really good costumes, and I'm not a real big fan of this one. It's kind of a mix between when he was a bad guy rebel and Astonishing X-Men. It's a kind of a static mix between the two, which I don't mind, but I think it's his Utopia costume. So yeah, that's not bad. Good silver on the eye visor too. And then finally, let's just finish off with Orpath. So Build-A-Figure strong guy leg, which is just like the arm, it's a leg. 2 grippy hands, which are kind of open for, it looks like trigger fingers. So Orpath, I don't think uses guns, but he's got 2 trigger hands if you want them. And then finally, I think this guy is definitely my favorite from today. He's mean, he's bulky, he's Orpath. These shoulder pieces are soft plastic, and they do well to just move out of the way. Articulation. Oh, butterfly hinge under there. That's the first time I've got one of those. So that adds a little bit of range of movement, which is good. You can draw back and be like, hold a punching or a pre-punching pose. So Orpath was always the younger brother of Thunderbird, and I always preferred his story because it gave him more of a arc to live up to his brother, even though his brother didn't really do much in the X-Men. And that just popped off. So apparently these are just pegged in, and there's some really great molded detail, which I would have never noticed on the inside. As they are shoulder pads, there is padding. So that's a bit of a serendipitous thing to find. Go back in there. Go back in. Go to your home. I may have to glue those in if I don't want to keep them popping out. But yeah, he's got good articulation, kicks out quite a ways, which a lot of the Marvel Legends don't do. Big old feet. Oh, why do I do this? Why do I do this? You know what? I'm glad I get these things on camera because no one would ever believe me otherwise. That's a shame. Just as I say he's my favorite, he starts falling apart. So, isn't that life? But yeah, he cuts a great figure. He's big, bulky, and he stands out. And I guess that they put these in for loose pegs just in case you just want a bare arm look, which, again, I may not glue these down now because that look is just as good. But yeah, I guess Hasbro wanted to give you options for how you display. He's got the feather in the hair, which is good. No stripe down the back, which I can't remember if he did or not. But a lot of the X-Force... Oh. Tight legs. As I was saying, a lot of the X-Force costumes had that kind of split leg design that went up into a more unique design on the torso. So it was a good way of uniforming the figures without actually having to have them wear the same uniform. It was a bit like the different colored Wolverine costume, the brown against the yellow and blue. So yeah, that was pretty good. These are actually molded in, I think. Oh, they may be separate pieces, but yeah, Orpath. Looks good, bit of a mixed bag. So yeah, another reason that I picked these three up on clearance is not just because I'm into the X-Men and Iron Man franchises a lot. It's because that when collecting, you want to kind of narrow down what you collect. Otherwise, you end up just picking up everything, and that can be quite costly, especially if you get at retail price, not clearance, as you generally should, because if you shop around a lot and actually hunt for these figures that you say that you want to collect, you can find whole waves for a good discount price. Not every store will be sold out of every single figure or every single version of one figure in the wave. So it's good to shop around, not use too much gas because, you know, things are a bit difficult right now. Yeah, I find those two things, looking for the clearance items while still being quite niche in what you get as far as characters go. Even if you don't want to get a Build-A-Figure, there are several things you can do with them. There are a lot of forums online you can use to swap figures, obviously selling platforms, and if you are part of the toy community, there's always that one person that will always want a leg of Strong Guy. So it's always good to keep your ear to the ground and just communicate with other collectors in your local or even national area, because you never know what you might find. And in these days of outrageous scalp prices for some products, you really do want to kind of put yourself out there to just be better and maybe help another collector out. If you found a good bargain with something and you have something that someone wants and they have something that you want, it just makes more sense to just play that safe and trade off rather than sell at an excruciatingly high price and maybe not even make your money back. Anyway, that was a quick one for today, I think, or at least I hope it was after editing. Hope you found some of these things helpful, useful, entertaining. Maybe all three, maybe not, maybe so. If you have liked the video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Maybe check out the Instagram, maybe, if you want. It's not a law, but you can if you want. And I will find something else to talk about for later on.